forgot to record, you guys. I started now. I just started. Everyone's here, but I just like to have it in there if anyone needs to go back and refer to it. Okay, so that would be your equation. Here's what I want you to see. Your x value is a -3, but if you look here, it looks positive, right? Because it was subtraction. Your y value is a 6, but if you look here, it looks negative, but that's because the formula is subtraction. So don't let that throw you off. They look opposite of what we would expect them to be, okay? But it's because we're subtracting in our formula, okay? All right, so you try letter B. It's gonna go through the point 8, -4, and have a slope of 2/3. Plug it into that point slope form. God bless. Gwen and Ethan, will you guys turn your Bluetooth on, please? Is it? Are you on the same Wi-Fi? Are you on the, oh, and Sophia. I thought you got yours fixed. Are you on, what's the Wi-Fi that you guys are supposed to be on right now? 09? That's really weird. Okay, what did you get?
4 minus y.
Not 4. Y plus 4 equals what? 2/3. X minus 8. Okay, so this is your best answer, right? This was your x1 and your y1. This is your m. So it's y minus a -4. But we don't want to write that as minus a negative because the simplest way to write it is plus, right? So it's y plus 4, and then 2/3 x minus 8. So this is how I would prefer you give me your final answer. Don't write minus -4, write plus 4, okay? Questions on that? So if I give you a point and a slope, that's as easy as it gets. Drop those numbers into the formula. What if we have to graph it? Here's where it gets a little tricky. Okay, if we're gonna graph something from point slope form, we should have a point and we should have a slope. Can anyone tell me either one of those numbers right now? Brody?
-2, -1, right?
Okay,
Or did I?
well, you did the right thing in terms of this is your x and this is your y. But remember the formula. It's y minus your y value. It's x minus your x value. So what is the value of x right now? Not -2, it's +2, right? So here's the deal. It's always opposite of what it looks like because it's subtraction. So we're subtracting a +2, right? So your point, and here's the other thing. You have an x and you have a y. X comes at the end, so that's a +2. What's your y value? A +1. It is opposite of what it looks like. Khalees. You can ask me that every time, and I will give you the same answer every time. You might never use this again in life. You might never. But you are becoming a problem solver, a critical thinker. You are using that beautiful brain of yours. That's the point. It's causing you to think critically because you have to think about the fact that the formula is subtraction, right? No, you cannot. Fortnite shuts your brain off. All right. So we have the point 2, 1. Okay. What's your slope? 2/3, 2/3. Okay. Question for you. If you have a point and you have a slope, which of those things should you plot first? The point, right? If you start with the slope, where are you starting from? We don't know. So start with the point, okay? This should be the first thing. Then you do the slope after that. So the point is at 2, 1, which would be right here. Where do you move for a slope of 2/3? up 2, to the right 3, and then you just connect those points.
Wait, so like, if this is just graph, so why don't you just look at the slope and just graph the slope?
Where are you graphing it from?
Like the edge.
You gotta, it's not from 0, 0. This one technically doesn't go through 0, 0. Mine looks like it does, but it shouldn't go through 0, 0. Here, let's do this.
Wait, so where did it go from?
So if this is my slope,
Go down to.
right? So here would be all the points. Ooh, it misses, oh goodness, that's terrible, you guys. You have the straight line. Use the straight line. I'm not a notability. But it misses 0, 0. So you can't just start from 0, 0. Sometimes it goes nowhere close. Like maybe the line goes here. That's nowhere close to 0, 0, right? No, we don't know our y-intercept right now. The y-intercept's going to be some weird decimal, like negative 0 point.
So you just start the slope from.
You have to plot the point first, and then you do the slope from that point. So we started here, right? And then from there, we went up to over 3. Okay, so plot the point first, and then do the slope. Okay, take your time.
Swap that.
Are you going to do it, Shane?
No.
It sounds like you want to do it. What's the point?
-2.
Negative 2 is which value?
-2 is the left one.
Why?
No, it's the y. It's the right one, right? This is your y value, because there's a y here. This is your x value, right, with the x. What is your x value?
3.
A positive 3. What is your y value? Shane told us.
Yeah.
-2, okay? So the point is 3, -2. Do you see how that's a little confusing? Because they're swapped this way, and they're opposite of what they look like, okay? So 3, -2. What is your slope? -1/4. Okay, which one do you plot first?
The point.
The point. So go 3, 1, 2, 3, -2. And then where do you move for a slope of -1/4? Down 1, 1, 2, 3, 4 to the right. You could also go up 1, 4 to the left. 2, 3, 4, right? Ooh, I am not killing it with these lines right now. And then you draw your line through it.
I built water.
Okay, questions on that?
Not get that one.
Okay, so what if they give you a graph and they say write the equation in point slope form? What do you need to be able to do that? You need a point and you need a slope, okay? I would say you may pick whichever point you want. Which point do you think you would want to work with?
1/4.
I would do 1/4. Okay, so if I use 1/4 as my point, what's my slope going to be? So here's the thing. You have a couple ways you could do it. We know a slope formula, right? y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. When you have the graph sitting in front of you, that's more work than you need to do. I would just take your 2 points and count it off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3. What's your slope? 7/3, right? Rise over run. Okay, so if this is your setup, yeah.
I counted from where it hit the line. Does it not hit the
Did you use that? It doesn't hit perfectly there. That's why just use the points they gave you, because those are the ones they're saying this hit perfectly, right?
On the test, when you right, do the circle, it's like for the points, it's like we know where it is. Because sometimes it's kind of hard to see where it is.
I will make it very evident what it is. And if it's not, and you give me something that's not, I will show grace.
Okay.
Okay, so you have a point and a slope. How do you write the equation of the line? Y what? Which is what? 4, right? This is your y1, this is your x1. So y minus 4 equals m 7/3 times x minus 1. And you're done. Okay, pick a point. Did any of you pick -2, -3? Because you can. It's going to look like a different answer. It's actually the exact same answer. It would be y plus 3 equals 7/3 times x plus 2. If you gave me that as your answer, it's totally right. They look different, but if you put those into slope-intercept form, they would be exactly the same. Okay? Questions on that? Okay. We're going to ease into things here, so we're stopping there. Isn't that lovely?
So,
Such a short lesson.